Good morning, it's Vanessa. Did you guys know you can use your 3D foundation as a tinted moisturizer or a tinted sunscreen? I'm going to show you how. So I'm going to do a tinted moisturizer today, and I'm going to use some of our wonderful, amazing milk cream. And if you want to know more about this, ask your artist. So here's how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to take a half a pump. One pump is usually enough for my whole face, but I make too much makeup this way. So I'm going to take half a pump. I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. And then I have this handy dandy little tool, but you can use, tweezers or something. I'm going to take the darker of my two highlights. So if you did get two highlights, you're going to have a main highlight and a brightening. I'm going to use the darker one, okay? Because this is going to be a little bit diluted, you may even want to add a little dab of your bronzer to it. I'm going to dust bronzer on my face, I think, after anyway, so I'm not going to do that. But you can intermix any of these, so don't be afraid to do that. So I've got a little bit on there. I'm going to put that on the back of my hand. It's probably about half of the amount of the moisturizer that I used. Maybe close to equal, but not quite. So depending on how sheer you want it, that's how much color you can add to it. So I'm just going to kind of mix that up on the back of my hand. And I'm going to apply this with my brush. I guess you could apply it with your fingers. I don't like to waste any, so whatever's on my little tool, I'll do that. I'm going to grab my blush and bronzer brush. I love this one. So if you guys bought the bundle and you got the bronzer with it, this is fantastic for your foundation too. So I'm just going to dab all over. Don't worry, it's going to look a little bit darker because this is the darker one that I used. But as soon as you blend it, see how sheer it gets? And I'm just dabbing it all over. Just kind of getting it on there. Now, if I want to add brightening later, I can. But we're just going to get that on. And it makes a really beautiful sheer finish. Blends very easily. Now, I'm going to still add contour because I can and I want to. And because this is so fast, I have time. But I just want to show you first tinted moisturizer, right? And then I'm going to add a little bit of bronzer. So I'm going to use that fluffy side. I'm going to dab into my bronzer. Bronzer is going to go more on the high points of my face, like where the sun would hit. And I always put it right here because this never sees the sun. So just blend it, dust it around. If you don't want to contour, this is the perfect place that you can stop. You can add a little bit of this on your eyelids. This is still the bronzer. Just kind of ties everything together. Look at that, isn't that pretty? And I'm going to show you this quick version and then the options that you can add. This is Illuminator. If you didn't get Illuminator, that's okay. But it really is a fun little extra. I do recommend it. When I first bought my makeup, I didn't get the Illuminator. And within a few days, I bought it because I was like, you know what? I like that little glow that everybody has. So I put it at the top of my cheekbones, the inner corners of my eye, down my nose a little bit. You can use it as lip gloss. You can put it at your brow bone. You can even put it above your brow like that. But what's beautiful about the Illuminator is it's not like a super sparkly, but it definitely adds a glow. It illuminates, right? It brings attention to our eyes. It's really beautiful. So, kind of like, I don't know, I guess if you think of a little tea, but you can put it everywhere. You guys, bonus, you can actually mix some Illuminator with your highlight color and your moisturizer and make kind of an illuminating tinted moisturizer. Fun, right? Okay, so that's good. That's beautiful. We could totally leave the house. Here's the little bonus extras. I'm going to grab my detail hack brush. I'm going to add a little bit of brightening. And I'm going to do that like in a little triangle section right there. So this is my lighter color. If you got two colors, this is going to be your lighter one. You can put it down your nose, but since I put illuminator down there, I'm not going to. I like to put it right here where I feel a little bit hollow. And then I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to get my contour color. Now my contour is definitely running low. You can melt these down, heat them up on a pan and get them flat again. Contour is a little stiffer consistency too, so you may notice that you kind of press into that a little bit harder. I'm going to add my contour, and here's a good way to remember this, a number 3. So kind of go like this, like this, like this. So it's kind of like a number 3. See that? Let me do the other side. Okay, and super bonus, contour my nose. I'm going to make my nose skinny. Watch this magic. If you guys have any questions about any of this, reach out to your artist. That's what she's there for. We are all here to help you. You're not going to be left hanging, okay? Just reach out. I'm going to use a little bit of that for eyeshadow. And I'm going to grab my multitasker brush. I love this brush. And I'm going to use my same contour. And I'm just going to fill, ooh, got a little extra. I'm going to fill in my eyebrows a little bit right there. Look at what a difference that made. Isn't that crazy? So did you see I used my contour as eyeshadow? I used it to fill in my eyebrows, and I used it as my contour. Now you can blend this with your fluffy side or your other side or this side, whatever you want. You're not going to mess up. I'm going to add a little bit of cheek color. I like to do this with my fingers. For one, it helps me really put it where I want it. And also, if you have a really intense, bright cheek color, it kind of makes it easier not to get too much on your brush. Okay, now I'm just going to blend this with my fluffy side. I'm going to blend it all together. And if you're seeing texture in your skin after you put your makeup on, or you're seeing your makeup, you're probably using too much. This is a mistake that most people do at the beginning of using this makeup, because we're used to things that are like a powder that sits on top, or a liquid-based foundation, which is full of water, so it evaporates. These cream makeups are so pigmented that are really just a tiny bit goes a long way. So just start a little bit lighter handed if you feel like you're getting too much. You guys, that's it. I'm done. I feel beautiful. I'm ready to go. And I hope this video helped you. Reach out to your artist with any questions. If you want to know more about the milk, we can tell you about that too. Have a beautiful day.